Welcome to Chain Reaction, the Foreign Policy Research Institute's flagship network of podcast series examining the political, security, economic, and social trends shaping Europe and Eurasia. Throughout the year, we're talking with experts about developments in Russia's war in Ukraine, the new European security order, the past, present, and future of the Baltic states, Russia's political economy, and great power competition in the region. Join us each month for
Fair Market Brief,
Baltic Ways,
Report in Short,
and of course, our flagship, Chain Reaction. New episodes are available each week on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this special two-part episode of Chain Reaction, Senior Fellow Rob Lee interviews Yevgeniy Malik, a squad leader in Ukraine's 36th Marine Brigade. Malik fought in Mariupol during the beginning of the war and later spent more than 2 years in captivity in Russia as a prisoner of war from April 2022 to September 2024. In Part 2, Yevgeniy details his time in captivity in Russia's Mordovia prison, the circumstances of his eventual release in a prisoner exchange in September 2024, and reflects on his 2 years of survival and the future of the conflict. The link to the first part of this interview can be found in the description of this episode.
On February 7th of 2023, we came to this Mordovia, but we didn't know. We truly believed that this is the end, that we are coming home.
Okay, so you're at Ryorsk. So February 7th, you get sent to a different place. And what were you told beforehand? What did you know what was going on? Thought you were going to be exchanged. Is that right?
We thought, because at the time I was on the 4th floor, and we heard that every 3 days one floor was just moved out, shifted somewhere else from the prison. Mm-hmm. So we heard that the 1st floor moved out, 2nd floor, 3rd. So we knew that this is gonna be our time. And the day, I remember that was approximately 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. Sober came, guards of prison as well. They got our clothes and made us to change the clothes, put on our military stuff. And there was one officer in this prison. He is the only person who didn't lie to me at the time. Well, I spoke him a lot in interrogations, and he told me different things about Ukraine, about Russia, and he was the only person who didn't lie to me at all. And I remember that Sober said that, hurry up, you're going home. And I was smiling, I was happy. And this officer said to me, like, Zheka, why are you smiling? I said that I can't believe that I truly go home. He said, what, home? You're gonna be beat up hundreds of times before the home. And that was true.
So this guy, I mean, and you mentioned this before when we talked, that some of the guards were much worse than others.
Yeah,
they treat you kind of like human beings, and I mean,
exactly.
So how did this officer treat you typically?
It's all about the people. I truly believe that Russian guards who were the worst, that they would do the same even with the Russian prisoners if they would let to do this. Because this is the question of people's morality, personal morality. That's on you. Yeah, of course, probably you got an order to beat someone, but I know for sure that what they did, like they could prisoners of some room to get out to the corridor and beat them just for fun. Right. That's not about the order. That's not about the government. That's just about you. But there were different people in the majority that was a sober team. Some of them, they truly didn't like it. They said, like, what the hell is going on? Why are we doing like this? This is wrong. This is not. Well, they knew. Some of them said to us that, yes, we understand. We attacked you. You are defending your territory, your government. So, well, this is the war. Okay.
So you'd actually have real conversations with some of the guards?
Yes, sure. We got a lot of conversations with them, especially in Mordovia. Because in Ryorsk, that was more discipline there, and they were not allowed to speak to us. Just interrogators did it, and moreover, interrogators, well, as I said, for the first time, they truly believed that we are killers, massive killers. But in couple of months when they interrogated each of us. Well, as I said, you will tell the truth about you, all your story. How was it?
You think after they tortured you enough, they actually believed that you were not actually committing any crimes?
They knew. Yes, they found some. They made someone to sign some documents. They sent someone to the jail, and etc. But the interrogators, exactly interrogators, I think they discovered that the thing is not like the TV shows. I know in this situation, one of my friend, he was blamed that he killed 8 civil people and raped some woman. The guy, 21 years old. Can you imagine? This is a kid.
Right.
This is a kid, 21 years old. But he was blamed, and interrogators, they worked with him 3 days. They were beating up him. But because what he said that he didn't do this, of course. But from another prison, they got a letter that someone said among our prisoners that he did it. That there was a situation. There was 3 Marines there, and one of them was this guy. But he said that I didn't do this.
Right.
And they beat him up 3 days. During 3 days, that was horrible. He came to the room. I've seen his legs. That was black, red, blue. I don't know. Like, and he knew that if he will tell that yes, I did it, he will take it. They will send him to the Donetsk Republic, and he will be killed because they don't have a moratorium on this death penalty.
Moratorium.
Yeah, because they knew it that if it will be so, he will be killed in Donetsk officially. Like they got a permission for that. And someday this guy, he said, just stop it. He said, give me these papers. I will sign it. Just bring me to Donetsk. Just shoot me, but stop this. And the interrogator said that no, you don't understand. You sign it if you did it. If you did it, you sign it. If you don't do this, if you didn't do this, don't sign. I don't want to meet you there in hell or in heaven and to explain you something.
So the guy even torturing him still said did not want him to lie about this.
Yes.
Okay. You said other interrogators were different though, right?
Yes, because we got different prisons. As I said, Ryazsk was pretty normal compared to what you were about to say. Of course, that was normal in case of these interrogations that they didn't made us to sign everything they want. But Kursk, Volgograd, Taganrog, Mordovia, Altai, that's Oskol.
These are other prisons where Ukrainians were kept, where it was much worse.
Much worse, because I know the guy, as I mentioned, that there was 3 Marines blamed in this killing like 8 civil people. Yes. So in our prison, and even in Mordovia, they didn't blame this guy, my friend.
Right.
But I know others. I've seen a video. They were telling that yes, they did it. But I know the date. I know the place where were these guys.
Right.
And I know they didn't even were there. They didn't even they didn't even know this place. Where is it?
Right.
Where was this crime? So that was a complete lie. And still, there was a court, and right now they're in Donetsk, and they got 27 years of jail in Donetsk because of.
So you're taken from Ryazsk, get sent back in Avtozak, right?
Prison in Mordovia, just in Avtozak. We were right in.
And so what happens when you arrive?
We heard the music, first of all.
What kind of music?
Russian music.
Okay.
There was an order to go one by one. I was probably the last one who went out from Avtozak. They made me. They put me a self-band as usual. Put the bag on my head, and some sober guy lead me to the barrack, to the entrance fee.
But you're bent over again.
Of course,
right?
Yes,
bent over.
Yes,
your eyes are covered
because of back.
The bag. And then where are your hands? In front of you?
Behind of me.
Okay, so they're behind you. They're tied up, zip tied,
no,
right?
without zip ties, because that was not a long distance.
Okay.
We were walking, and then I started to hear screams, and I understood that this is not an exchange.
No, you're not going home. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not at home. And then we came to the barrack, central barrack in Mordovia. That was prison number 10.
Mm.
First step, they put me on knees, put off the bag from my head, and I've seen plenty of our prisoners standing on knees, completely naked, and so the guards were beating up all of them, and one of them told me, "Take off your clothes." I did it. So we were on our knees and moving from one room to another, the same as in Ryarsk. But I don't know, probably even more guards than in Ryarsk, and all of them were with shockers, with the sticks. We were completely naked. It was a winter, Russian winter. And
it's February.
Yes, yeah. And they were beating up us, beating everywhere they could, and they beat up us so hard, so harsh that we got our skin cutted by this.
It was like coming off, right?
Yes, yes. That was full of blood, and that was something horrible. They were beating up each of us approximately 40 minutes, I think. One guard see you, start to ask, "Who are you?"
Right.
"Mariner." Come here." 5 minutes he's beating up you. Then you go further. In 5 minutes there is another guy who see you, another guard, who starts doing the same. They truly believe that this is their mission, to beat up each of us. Each of them thought that he has to beat each of us.
Yeah.
So, for example, there were like 20 guards.
Yeah.
So 20 guys will beat you up, something like that. Some of them has shocker. Some of them got these batons. So it works like that. In Mordovia, you got the rules. You cannot break it. They told us the rules. At 6 a.m. we have to get up, to wake up, to stand. Whole day you stand still. From 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You are not allowed to move. You are not allowed to walk. You are not allowed to speak. You are not allowed to smile. You are not allowed to watch into the window. You are not allowed to lean on a wall, to lean on a bed or whatever, to lean on another person. You are not allowed to walk to the toilet without an order. You are not allowed to drink water without an order. You are not allowed. They don't only think you are allowed to breathe. That's it. That's all yours. Breathe.
Your eyes are open though?
During the day, yes, but if the door is opened or someone is speaking to us, then you have to stand self-bent and with closed eyes.
But you have to look directly straight ahead, though.
Yeah, well,
you can't look out the window.
Yeah, you can't. So in each room you got camera above the door, and there was an officer on duty who was checking the situation in the room, and if someone walks or speaks or do something else, the guard team came and they were beating their whole room. They just say, like, move out. You go to the corridor, cell band, and they are beating up you as a punishment. And they didn't ask like anything we need. You just go out, and 5 minutes they are beating up you. And every single day you hear the screams of people are, because of pain. That, as I said, that was not Ryarsk. They were beaten up much harder. So I heard people were crying. That was every single day. Moreover, you could be beaten up because of like breaking rules, because someone moved. It's like during the day, and plus you got interrogations as well, the same. During the day, some interrogator could come. I think they got rotations with the same like sober and guards. Each month you got new interrogators, so that is like, for example, one interrogator came to the prison and he tries to blame you that you did something wrong, some criminality in Mariupol. For 3-4 days he tortures you, then he can see that, yeah, you didn't do this. Okay, great. In 1 month another interrogator is coming up and he do the same. He does the same. He tortures you 3-4 days, and then he see that, yeah, okay, you didn't do
Was
this.
the nature of the torture the same thing? The same?
Yeah, the system was the same. The torture system in Mordovia was the same. The problem was with the regime that you are standing up. Look, there were people 50 years old, 55 years old.
Right.
They are standing still all the day, and you don't have enough water. You don't have enough food. Water was horrible. There was plenty of iron in that water, you know, because of old water system.
Right, the pipes.
Yeah, because of the pipes, exactly. So, and all this daily checking up, all this tortures daily, you know, for them that was a play. That was a game. They, I don't know, as I said, like 20% of guards didn't like that. They didn't even want that. There was a situation, there was one day we went out from the room. They were beaten up as usual, but they said like, stand still. We stand with closed eyes, of course, and I could feel that one guard, he started beat me up with a baton, but so lightly, you know, it was nothing. And he said to me, stand still, I have to beat you on camera. So just a couple of minutes and go inside. So they got the body cameras and they were beating us on cameras as I can see that they made it just to show their administration of prison that they made the joke.
Because it's required. It's basically a quota they have to do this every day for a certain number of times.
Actually, in Ryazsk they got body cameras all the time with them, and before beating up, they were switching off this body camera. But in Mordovia we didn't see this. We didn't hear body cameras. You know, if you switch off or switch on it, it tells something. We didn't hear anything. But this guy said that I got this camera. Just wait a little.
So in Ryazsk, they were turning off the body cameras in order to abuse you so no one would see. And then in Mordovia, it was the opposite, where they were required to show to their...
That was, for us, that was something unbelievable. We couldn't understand like what is going on. And moreover, we got courtyard for our barrack where we were walking like once a week. We got a couple of minutes there due to their schedule. And sometimes, they were beating up us even there, and there were, of course...
So they were required to let you see some of the news, and so they show you TV for a little while each day, right? And
not
then,
each day, weekly.
Every week. They were required to take you to the courtyard every so often, and also let you shower as well. But you said you didn't like going to the shower because they beat you when you were showering.
Shower
right?
that you got 3 minutes. You have to go out from the room. You go inside the shower, take off your clothes, got this shower. The water is freezing or the water is hot like in hell. And then you have to put your clothes on and come back to the room for 3 minutes. And each movement is with this baton. They're
beating you the entire time.
Beating your back, beating your legs. So that's as well. Everything is with the punches. TV, you are moving to TV once a week. You got 3 minutes watching this LG TV, the 2000 years produced, and you got news from Donetsk Republic, news for the years 17, 18. We didn't.
2017, 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't even new news. It was propaganda news from 7 years ago.
7 years old news, and we were watching like, why are you showing up this? Each day they were telling that we have captured Zaporizhia already. We have captured Kharkov already. We have captured. One of them told that they are trying to capture Lviv already.
Wow, really?
Yes. So that was funny. We knew that if we are here years, then you didn't capture anything.
Right.
And that's why they didn't show us any news, because what would they show? That they lost Kherson, that they lost Kharkov, Balakleya, and etc. They didn't want to show us such things, so they showed us this old news, and that was funny because we understood everything, like what is going on. We were laughing at them. It was like, you wanted to capture Kyiv in 3 days. We are standing here more than 2 years, and you are showing us this news 6-7 years later.
So you said every month they change out the guards, right?
Yes.
So the guys who are there every month changes, and you were saying. You gave me a percentage here where you said there's a certain number who are very cruel, who are sadistic, yes. A certain number who had to do this but didn't agree with it, and then I guess the rest of the group. What was the percentage there?
So as I said before, 20% that was equal. 20% were normal people who understood what is going on, and they didn't like that. They didn't want to be part of this idiotical system. And another 20%, they truly loved this. They were beating us, laughing. Like if you remember this cartoon, The Lion King. Yeah. And there was hyenas, the dogs for.
Oh, hyenas.
Hyenas. Yeah. And you remember that was the same. I couldn't imagine, like it was like the feeling that there is some demon inside of this man. They beat you up, put you back to their room, and when they were leaving the corridor, this laugh was the same, like hyena laugh, like from the hell. I don't know how even to explain that. That was something unbelievable. We were watching each other in the room. We couldn't believe that this is true, like as if they are demons. And another 50% that were people, they didn't care. No, they care more about their salary, and they didn't care about other people or etc. But that was for the beginning till the end of the rotation. They took this bad side. So first week he is normal. Second week he starts to beat up you because you are like breaking rules. Third week they start to beat everyone, and fourth week, the last week, they are beating up everyone like crazy. And the last week is like he's not asking anything. He is calling us like all that we are all homophobes and etc. And beating up.
They're using homophobic slurs for you.
That's all. Each threat is about the sexual
violence or sexual rape.
Exactly, yes. So Russians are all about, and the thing is that they say it to men and they say it to women. By the way, women, military force, like women, Ukrainian, they were in captivity in these prisons as well. And guess what? Everything is the same. They were beaten up, these women, every day, and they were torturing them all the time. That was the same.
You also said that there were civilians from Mariupol who were also taken with you.
Not just Mariupol. In my camera was a civil guy from Kherson region. He has never been to Mariupol at all. When Russians occupied...
And he was not in the military?
No, he wasn't even in list of militarists who are required as a mobilized person. So he wasn't. He has never been to army in his life. He was 40 years old approximately.
But he was detained and he's being tortured just like everyone else.
The situation is like that. When Russians occupied Kherson region, they just catch some civil people, men of course, and put them to the jail as if they are Ukrainian agencies or something like that. They tortured him because, interrogators truly believe that, this is some kind of agent, that they have to work with him. But a couple of months they got that, this is simple civil guy. He doesn't know what is AK-74. so they don't have to work with him. But as I said before, this daily beating up, every day they were beaten the same as militaries, and we got among 300 prisoners, military prisoners, we got approximately 50-60 guys, civil guys who are not
Yeah, you said they're Russian prisoners there too. So it's Ukrainian prisoners and then just Russian regular prisoners who also in the fact
civil prisoners.
And what was their responsibility? They also like were cleaning up, right?
Just working, clean up, and preparing some food and etc. So because Russian guards do not work, of course.
One of the things you've been talking about is interesting is how the Russian system kind of works, right? Where they rotate guards every month. Probably because they don't want them to become too close to the people.
Yes, this is the thing, because we got some Russian guards who they were rotation each month, so no more than 1 month. But they during almost 2 years in Mordovia, they were coming they were visiting us 2-3 times, and we heard that it could be seen that. Secondly, when they come like second or third time,
right,
they are more calm, and they have got even some prisoners. They know in face, they know their names, and they are like, "Hey, buddy, how are you?" So the system works against it. No brotherhood,
right,
among prisoners, guards. So that's why they are changing guards each month, and each time these guards, they are coming, and newcomers, for them we are killers, we are Nazis, fascists. That's every day they called us fascist things.
Right.
Daily checking out, as I said, they are coming to beat up us. Someone got the baton, someone got plastic baton, someone got shocker. Someone got the dog. Due to their order, there has to be one guard with the dog.
Okay.
As it is common in prison.
Yeah,
I think in US the same, in Ukraine the same. So one of them is with the dog, and again, monthly rotation, different guards, different dogs, different attitude, and there were period of time that we got these crazy guards with the dogs.
So instead of when during that period you get pulled out of your room, you get beaten.
Yeah.
If you might be a guy who just has a dog biting you instead.
Yeah, and
it's like a German Shepherd, you said, right?
Yeah. July 23. July the year 2023. We came out again, self-bent with closed eyes. And my hands were behind my back, and I felt that someone, because I didn't see, I felt that someone got my arm and started pulling me, and I didn't know. I thought this is a guard. He just took my arm and started just pulling me, but he didn't tell anything. I didn't know. I thought like this is the guard, but he didn't say anything, and I was like, what the hell does he want? And I just opened my eyes and watched left side, and I've seen this German Shepherd just biting my arm. I started to scream. I tried to escape, but on the right side there was a wall. And when this guard, he saw that I opened my eyes. He saw that I discovered all the situation. He started to laugh, and he was like, "Come on, bite him, bite." So the German Shepherd bite my leg, my arm, my leg. After it, the Shepherd bited everyone, and because of try to imagine. First of all, there are people who are afraid of dogs. Sure. Naturally, yeah. I understand the dog that is dangerous, but I have normal. I love dogs. There are people who don't. Right. They hate them. They are afraid exactly dogs. For them, that is psycho attack. More psycho attack. I know one guy in my room. He was. When he heard this dog, he was like crazy about it. He wasn't afraid of shocker or plastic tube or etc. He was afraid of dog. I was afraid of shocker. Someone was afraid of something else. So it's more about psycho. Firstly, and secondly, because of this dog, he's biting you. You got this blood. You got this injuries, and you don't have any medicine.
Right.
And I told you about the shower.
You're not showering. You have no medicine to take care of it, and it's a dog that's biting you and biting everyone, so there's the risk of infection.
Yes, and this is the common situation, especially in Mordovia. Well, we got there 3 doctors. One doctor is like, okay, he tries to at least to give some medicines or bandage. To another, they don't care about it. Moreover, one of them, if you ask some medicines, he will give you some electricity from shocker. That is like that is the way he works. Moreover, if you ask for a doctor, the guard, the doctor will come. But after he go out, they will move your guys from the room to the corridor, and they will beat up you for this because you asked the doctor.
You told me about, I think it was the company commander for the airborne company, that at some point he got knocked unconscious.
Yeah. There was one guy, one of my friend, and he said that they were beating up us. The guy, he's a strong guy. He is airborne guy, of course, and tall, and he's the brave guy. Everyone can cry, but not him. He is pretty strong. But there was a situation when some guard punched him in his head, and he lost his...
like with a baton or just with the hands?
I don't remember because that was more than 2 years ago. So he just lost his consciousness. Guys took him inside the room. He woke up, and firstly he didn't understand what is going on. He didn't recognize guys, but when he recognized the place and he reminds himself he's in a Russian captivity, he reminds himself what he survived and what is going on, and that he will survive even more. He almost got crazy. Like, that was so hard to realize what is going on, and that was hard for all of us. One of my friend in a room, every day after the breakfast, we were standing and waiting this 9 a.m. The beginning of this beating ups, and my friend said that, look, like, I can't imagine that is true, that is the reality we survive, we live, that this is... I truly thought that we are dead. We are not in captivity. In fact, we were killed in Mariupol, and now we're not in hell, but in
purgatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought this is something like that. I couldn't believe that this is the reality. Like, every day you're torturing, every day you are beating up, and as I said, for them that was a game. They were pretty creative about it. For example, there were guys, Sobor. They discovered such game. You go out from the room, and they beat 13 times each of you, 13 times. And do not fall. If you at least lean on the wall, you lost. If you made a sound, you lost. If you lost, everything starts from the very beginning. So
this is a game that the Russian guards would play while beating.
Yeah. Once there was a situation, I was standing straight up, and with the closed eyes, my hands were in front of me. The guard made me to sing a song, Russian song. But I was singing it, and he was beating my fingers with the shocker, and that was when I came back from Captivity to Ukraine. Got to the doctor. She got this stick. She said, like, close your eyes and put your hands in front of. When I did it, I was scared, like that.
Right.
Yes, that's
the memory. This.
Yes, and I didn't even. That was the first time I got, because I never understood what is it like, this PTSD or etc. I thought that there is, like, maybe weak people can feel this, but not me. I'm strong. Everything is good. But that was the first time after the captivity that I felt that, and I understood that it exists. That's a big trouble,
So you were there from February 7th, 2023, until you are released last fall, September, was it 2024?
14th September.
Okay, so you were there for a year and a half. So every day, after 6 a.m., standing all day, doing nothing. Then 2 hours, you'll get beaten at some point, taken to an interrogator, tortured the interrogator, and then basically standing the rest of the day until 10 p.m.
Such regime was till the end of the year 2020. 23. The worst year of my life. So from the very beginning till the very end, that was like so horrible. At the end of that year, they got visit from I think that was someone from Ombudsman office in Russian Federation. We have never seen Red Church there. Never. Never anyone from United Nations. Never. No one came.
Oh, the Red Cross. Yeah. Never seen them.
Yes. 2.5 years. I didn't even hear that someone like maybe seen them or speaking to them. But we've seen these people like from this Russian ombudsman office, and they were checking out our prison during 3 days. And can you imagine, like, door is open in your room, and this man from ombudsman office, he's asking you like, hello guys, he's representing himself, and how are you, what is going on, is it okay? And behind him there are 30 guards with these batons, and what would you say? Perfect.
Yeah.
Super. Like, can you he could, if he want, to ask prisoners to show their legs, to show their bones, to show their bodies, and he would see all these punches, he will see all these injuries.
Because you're covered in your uniform,
of course,
and they're hitting you everywhere. It's not
exactly.
covered.
Yeah, because that's why Russians
avoid the face.
They do not punch the face. They can punch your head, but not your face.
Okay.
That's denied. So yes. Basically, they are making this picture that everything is okay, but it's not okay.
Yeah. So tell us what happened when you got released.
First of all, I woke up on Friday 13th.
Okay, lucky day for you though.
Yeah, but I got the dream. As I said, before this war started, I got the dream, and before I released, I got the dream, and that dream was really cool. I liked it. I said to my friend in my room, he's still there. I said to him, I've seen such a beautiful dream. I don't want even to tell about it, to tell the details, because I am afraid that something is gonna happen, and I'm afraid I don't want to break it. So approximately at 11 a.m., they beat up probably 10, 12 rooms. That's it. They opened the room, and they called my surname. They said, Malik. I said, yes, Yevgeniy Valerievich. They said, go out. And with your stuff. With your stuff, that means you are moving on. That's not just you are moving from another room from one room to another. That means that you are moving out from the prison. So I knew that probably we will go to some other place. They shaved us. They made some photos and made us to put on our clothes, our stuff. They put us to Avtazak as well. And we were going.
You've been told nothing though?
Nothing, no. You are not allowed to know anything. Yes, we were not allowed to know anything. We were going by Avtazak, then they put us into the plane, and till the very end, I truly believe that this is not an exchange. We're going to another prison, and because I thought of this, because of these meetings in each prison, I thought, God, make this plane just to break down, but make this just finished.
You were hoping for the point of crash.
Yes,
no,
because that is better to switch off all of it than this meeting in prison, because that is truly like horrible thing.
You said that some prisoners tried to commit suicide too, right?
Yes, a lot of tried. Some of them were they managed, and a lot of prisoners, they got mind they got problems with their mind because of this captivity. And
you told me that one of your friends has not spoken ever since he got released, right?
He's not my friend. He was in this jail, prison number 10, Mordovia. When he came back with me, he didn't speak. Well, actually, he didn't speak in Mordva. In Rusk, he spoke a little bit, But in Mordovia, because as I said, Mordovia is much more worse than Ryazsk.
I mean, you're not allowed to speak except interrogation, right?
Yes, and that's why he didn't speak at all. He didn't speak even to the guys in the room, to another prisoners. He didn't speak to the guards, even if they beat him up. He just didn't speak at all. And when he came back with me. He didn't recognize his mother. He didn't recognize his relatives, his friends, and just. As I remember, in 1 month of therapy in a special hospital, he started to speak a little bit.
Okay.
And the situation with him, he's a mariner as well, and his situation was even worse than mine. As I said, my situation was horrible, but there are plenty of people got much worse, even much worse. So that's why I'm like more. For me, that is easier even to speak about it. There are plenty places that are much more worse than Mordva. For example, Taganrog. Thank God I wasn't in Taganrog, but there were plenty of our prisoners who were killed during the meeting. So Russians beat them up so much that the guys they're dead. And we got plenty every month. We got our prisoners from Russia sent it. They are dead. Just bodies, they are killed, and you can see that they were tortured.
So you get on the plane, right? You initially hope it crashes because you assume you're going to the prison. You land, then what do you see after that point?
They made us go out the plane, and I remember there was one guy, mariner as well. He said that I can't walk, like he had a broken kneecap. And they were like shocked. That they said, when did you get that? He said, like, well, probably 10 months ago. And because that was another guard, that was military police. I know for sure.
So when you landed, the military police picked you up, and they were going to exchange you.
And they were leading. They lead him, and they said, like, when did you got this? And he said, well, approximately 10 months ago. And one of them said, what else? So nothing? No one did anything? He said no. And he said, like, I remember he said, what the hell? How is it possible? And then they put us, they checked all our surnames, put us to the bus, and one into the bus, and one of them said that, okay, guys, you are going home. That was on Saturday early morning, approximately 5-6 a.m. They gave us some food, this military box. Yeah,
a military ration.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, one for 2 people. So that was pretty good for us. Provision during 2.5 years. That was a lot. That was the first time I've seen a small chocolate piece. I tasted it. It was.
You're on the bus at this point. Do you actually think you're going home, or are you still not sure?
I was praying 5 hours long. I had this food they gave, and then I was praying because I knew that before there were tries to make an exchange, they failed, and they bring all prisoners back, but to another prisons. So you were going to exchange, but you got the meeting in the prison.
Right.
So I knew that even if it's true that we're going to for an exchange, that doesn't mean that we will get it. So I was praying like an hours.
And they drove you into Belarus, right? So the exchange ultimately was across the Belarusian-Ukrainian border.
Exactly. We got to Chernigov region that got the border with Russia and with Belarus as well. So the bus with us came to Belarus, and these military police, they said that, okay, guys, that's it. For you, that's it. This is Belarus, and they said, like, okay, man, this is the end for you. You're done. You're going home, and just hope we will not see each other on the battlefield anymore. That's it. They went out. We got to the Belarus. Then some old man got into our bus in civil form, in civil suit. He told some good words about Lukashenko. And, well, I think that was a KGB agent of Belarus. And they gave us some food also. And after that, we moved to Chernihiv region. And I've seen these Russian prisoners moving from Ukraine to Russian side as well.
He says mostly young guys. So
I mean, conscripts, I think. Because we discovered, we didn't know why August 24 they were angry on us. They were beating us like for the last time. We didn't know what is going on. But when I came back, I recognized that is because of Kursk, because we are there and we are beating them in the Russian land, and they were crazy about it. But they didn't tell us that we got this. No one knew about it. And because in Kursk, our military got a lot of conscripts, Russian conscripts. And because of that, they could change us. Yes, Russian Federation, they tried to get conscripts back to Russia because of their mothers, because this is a social problem. But at the same time, they don't do this according
for contracts.
For contracts.
Yeah.
Yes, and this is the thing that you have to understand. When Russians say, well, we cannot exchange prisoners because Ukrainian side doesn't want. They say it.
Yeah.
But when Ukrainian side got conscripts, Russian conscripts, they got this exchange in 1 week or 2-3 weeks maximum. So who doesn't want it?
And also, part of it is that the Russian military now, if you sign a contract, you're not supposed to retreat. They do execute soldiers, and they don't. They basically don't want to even exchange for people now because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to surrender if you're a contract soldier. But conscripts are not supposed to be deployed into Ukraine. They're not supposed to be deployed into wars. They're allowed to be deployed in Russia proper on the border. And so, as part of the Kursk operation, the first couple of days, Ukraine took like I think 500 or 600 POWs, mostly among conscripts. And that, as you said, like only a month later, they were already exchanging you for these conscripts. So I mean, one of the benefits of that operation.
Exactly. Yeah. If you sign a contract, if you are not conscript but regular contract military in Russia, then you have to understand that you're fighting or you are dead. If you are in captivity, you are dead already. So for them, that question is not a problem at all.
So you've been out for about 6 months now, right? A free man again. What is it like, I guess, adjusting back to society, about life? What have you learned about the experience?
The experience is that this conflict between Ukraine and Russia was because Ukraine wants to be a democracy type of government, wants to be a part of Europe, Western society. On the opposite side, Russia, which tells that authority way is better. As I can see now, unfortunately, some people think that the democracy type of government is not the best one probably, but the authority way is not better for sure, because I used to be there on that side, and that was the worst years of my life, the worst. And before tell this, for example, Putin is a very good guy. You have to go to Russia and try to survive there for a couple of years, and after that you will come back home and you will say, is he good or he is a devil? This is the thing. And also you have to understand that, well, for me, I discovered, sometimes I'm sitting in a cafe, eating my lunch, drinking coffee. I watch into the window and I cannot believe that here I am. I'm a free person. I'm free to do anything I want. No one will try to kill me or to beat me up or to torture. And people don't understand this because the modern world is like this for us. This is something wild. This is something what used to be before, but we are not like, this is wrong. This is the mistake. There are people who are they like this, and there are some regions in this world where you can get this, you can get to the prison not because you're guilty, but just because someone can put you there. And all of these goods you got every day, you think this is normal. No, this is not normal. This is a good side of our society, something what others do not have. And every day you go your work and you think that you got some problems. No, you don't have any problems, believe me. You will get problems in Russian captivity. If we won't stop this Russian army, everyone will be there. They don't like Ukrainians, but Ukraine is not a problem for them. This is not about Ukraine and Russia. It's about Russia and all the European and other countries.
How many of your friends are still in captivity?
There were 650 guys prisoners in our prison. If we count with me, well, probably 20 prisoners got back from this prison. So more than 600.
Still there.
Still there.
Treated the exact same way.
Yeah. And everything is the same as I spoke to my friends. As one of my friend, we used to serve in one company. He was in the second platoon, and he came from Mordovia. He came probably 1 month ago. I asked like, how is it going on? He said the same. Everything is the same.
And it's almost been 3 years now for those guys too. Well, thanks. It's obviously an incredibly tough story to tell, but it's good to hear this from you. Good to hear the details of what actually happened. And it's, I think, an important thing to keep in mind when we talk about negotiations, about how this war might end, of what is happening to not just soldiers who are in captivity, but also even civilians who are taken and put in prisons as well.
Thanks for tuning in to Chain Reaction, a podcast of the Foreign Policy Research Institute examining the political, security, economic, and social trends shaping Europe and Eurasia. Visit us on FBRI.org for more on this topic and many others in the world of foreign policy and national security. Until next time.